Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my team selection and any transfers that I'm thinking of making for double game week 36. So if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below, leave a comment what players are you bringing in for double game week 36, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, just going to go over a quick recap of how I finished game week 35. A very, very low scoring game week. I mean, the amount of goals in the Premier League from those 3 matches last night, ridiculous. There was like at least 6 goals in every single game. But anyway, I finished on 38 points, a game week rank of 5.6 mil. Technically, still got a green arrow though. I think I went up like 300 places, so very, very minimal, but it's nice to see green instead of red when you only score 38 points in a game week. So obviously, Kepa got me 3, Estupiñán only got me 0. I was expecting big things from him against Everton at home, but getting battered 5-1 was just, I can't believe it. To be fair, I was quite unlucky. I was quite lucky to not have like Steele, who got an own goal this week, Shaw, who got an own goal this week. Like, own goals were flying thick and fast. Ridiculous. So yeah, obviously Steele owners didn't come out of this game week too well. Trippier only got me 1 point, and then Shaw only got me 2. A combined point tally of 6 from my back like 4 players is absolutely crazy, but it is such a low scoring game week, so I'm not even surprised. Fernandes only getting 2, Matoma actually picking up an assist. I mean, the McAllister goal, it just kicked him at him and it just went in. It's just so, I don't know, it's just one of those things. March only getting 1 point, was obviously benched, then came on, pulled a hammy and went off, which kind of throws all of my plans into the mud really, so I have to properly think about my transfers this week. Rashford only getting 2, Salah saving my game week with 10 points, Haaland captaincy only got 4, and then Kane also saving my game week as well with 8 points. I only got 3 returns this week, which is actually very, very bad, and one of them was an assist, and none of them were from my captain. And then on the bench I got Raya, who got 3, which is actually quite a high score this week. You know, outscored a lot of my players. And then Botman and Henry and Greenwood all getting 1. So yeah, definitely a game week to forget. Again, it wasn't the worst thing in the world because everybody kind of got a low scoring game week. If you got like more than 40 this week, then you've had a really good game week, honestly. It's just one of those things, but it is what it is. It's a green arrow. I can't complain that much, but it would have been nice to get Bruno Fernandes return. He definitely should have got a return. That's the one I'm saltiest about. Anyway, let's move on to how my team is looking for double game week 36. Of course, Brighton and Newcastle do double this week, so I am kind of eyeing up to be bringing in some of those players. I do currently have triple Brighton and double Newcastle, but March pulling that hammy, probably going to be out. Maybe for the rest of the season, who knows. But either way, I've got Kepa in goal, who's got Forest at home. As a Forest fan, fighting for relegation, I don't want Kepa to keep a clean sheet at all. So I might also play Raya, who's got West Ham at home. It's one of those, like, you'd think that Chelsea's got a higher chance of keeping the clean sheet, but every time I played Kepa, Raya seems to outscore him, barring the week that's just gone. So yeah, I honestly don't know which keeper I'm going to go with. I might go with Raya this week. I'll probably get it wrong. It is what it is. But as of right now, I've just got Kepa in goal because Forest just aren't as good as West Ham at the moment. The back consists of Estupiñán, who I'm not even like really happy about playing. Like Arsenal away and Newcastle away, after conceding 5 to Everton at home, I'm not feeling confident about this at all. And this is why I potentially might not even play him this week. Like, it's just 2 difficult fixtures, both away, and like I said, they've just conceded 5 goals against Everton at home. Everton aren't good, and Brighton are supposed to be pushing for European spots this year. I don't know how. Honestly, it was just crazy last night. And then we've got Trippier and Botman, who have got Leeds away and Brighton at home. And then also I've got Shaw, who's got Wolves at home. Obviously, I was playing March, but Shaw's come in just because of the injury to March. Again, I'll wait for press conferences. This is also why you don't make early transfers, because if you've already made your transfers this week and you have March, now you have that problem to deal with. And then there's also European games this week as well. You know, we don't know what's going to happen with like City players. There could easily be an injury to like Haaland or something. You just don't know. And it's like it's really crunch time at the end of the season. Like, every transfer matters so much, especially when there's like so many doubles all over the place. So honestly, I know that price changes are a little bit annoying, but at the same time, like, you just have to hold and just hope that you know, you're going to make the right decision by not going early. But anyway, that's the back line. So I've got a couple of doubles there, so they're not too bad. But yeah, Shaw, who's got Wolves at home, isn't a bad fixture at all, I'd like to think, even though United have just lost back-to-back games. In midfield, we do have Fernandes, who's got Wolves at home, Matoma, who's got Arsenal away and Newcastle away, Rashford, who's got Wolves at home, and then Salah, who's got Leicester away as well. And then up top, we've got Haaland, who's got Everton away, who is currently my captain, but that will most likely change. and I've got Kane, who's got Villa away, and then the bench consists of Raya with West Ham at home, March, who's potentially going to be missing out, who also has Arsenal away, Newcastle away, and then Henry with West Ham at home, and then Greenwood with Newcastle at home. So that's how the team is shaping up for double game week 36 at the moment. As I say, I've got 2 free transfers in the bank. I've got nothing, like no money at all. And so because of that March injury, it's kind of turned my hand, and I'm probably gonna have to get rid of Kane this week. I want to keep him just because he's so consistently good, but there's no other really move that I can make this week. You know, I'd love to be able to go from March to McAllister, but I don't have enough money. I've got nothing in the bank, and he's 0.3 more expensive or 0.2 more expensive, so I can't do that. And so I do have to get rid of either Kane or Salah. But because obviously the March injury, I can't really get rid of Salah. I'll talk about my transfers now. I don't know what I'm talking about on this page for. Let's go on to my transfers. So as you can see, 2 free transfers, 0 in the bank. And originally what I was going to do was I was originally going to get rid of Salah for Grealish, and then I was going to get rid of Greenwood for Isak, and that would have given me triple Newcastle, and it would have given me triple Brighton, and then also for game week 37, it would have given me another City player, and then I would have just used another transfer that week to bring in like Diaz for Henry or something like that. I would have had triple Brighton, triple United, triple City, and I would have been fine. I would have obviously had Kepa in goal as well, who's also got a double. But because of the injury to March, I can't really do that, because unless he's fine, obviously I'd be able to do that. I also don't necessarily want to get rid of Salah, who's just got Leicester, or like who's got Leicester away next. Because originally it was between Salah and Kane. Like, Salah's got Leicester away, Villa at home, and Southampton away. And Kane's got Villa away, Leeds away, and Brentford at home. So it was who's going to outscore more between those. And I honestly couldn't tell you. They've both got penalties. Obviously, Salah gets a point more for each goal that he scores. He seems to have found a bit of form as well. He's scoring, like, constantly. But so is Kane. Like, Kane's actually had a really, really good season. He would have easily won the Golden Boot this year if it wasn't for Haaland. Like, people are kind of not really taking into account how good of a season Kane's had. He scored over 20-odd goals. I don't even know what it is at the moment. I think it's like 20, it's like 24, 25, something like that. I don't know, it's ridiculous. It's just because Haaland's just been a machine this year. So any other season, Kane would have been like in everybody's team. No one would be getting rid of him. But obviously because Haaland's kind of changed it all up, everyone's kind of forgot about him now. But yeah, so originally it was going to be Salah to get rid of for Isak and Grealish, but I can't do that now. So I have to get rid of March this week, most likely. It's a hamstring injury, so usually you're out for a bit. So I'll have to get rid of March. I only have 5.2 mil in the bank. Obviously, one thing that I could do, which I'm not going to do, but it's just one thing that I could, is I get rid of March and I bring in Murphy for Newcastle, and obviously he's got a double. It's just Murphy's not really getting like... He's getting okay minutes, but he is getting sub before 60 a couple of times, like he did against Everton, he did against Villa, he did against Brentford. He is making it over 60 minutes in some of the games, but, you know, it's not really worth it in my opinion, and, you know, he might not even start as well. That's the only issue. And again, I would have an extra free transfer for obviously 37, which would be nice, but I kind of need a Brighton player because they double this week and they double next week, so... You need triple Brighton, you just do. So I'll obviously have to get rid of March this week, and the obvious transfer is McAllister. Like, he's not playing in that number 10 role as much anymore, but he's still he's on pens. You know, he did obviously score last night. He's still getting into attacking positions, so I will have to bring in McAllister this week for March. But that means I've got minus 0.3 in the bank. I have to use my other transfer, and it's just like, where else am I going to get that money from? I could always downgrade Henry, but there's just not really any point. Like, I may as well just bring in a double game week player, and the only way I can do that is by getting rid of Kane and be bringing in Isak, which also does give me a lot of funds as well, which is also kind of nice to have. Gives me an extra 4.1 in the bank. But the only problem with this is I don't have Trent, who's like kind of hurting me every week. The only reason that I've not been losing rank is because Kane's been helping me out. So obviously if I get rid of Kane this week, I won't be able to kind of deal with that. But at the same time, even if I think I had Trent this week's, like, would you play him? Because, like, I'd obviously play all these 5 midfielders. I'd play Isak and Haaland up top, and so I'd have to play 3 in defense. And that is obviously Trippier and Botman going to be playing because they've got a double. And then it's obviously between Estepinian and Trent, if I had him. Obviously, I'm not going to bring him in, but obviously, if you have him, like, which one are you going to play? Because Estepinian, I don't think he keeps a clean sheet in any of these games. He could easily come out with like 2 points for the whole double if they both concede, if they concede 2 goals in both games. And I think Leicester away for Trent is a really, really good fixture. There's not much point for me doing it because I'd have to do it for a hit, and like, there's just no reason to do that. I'm just gonna have to ride the wave and hope that he doesn't get anything. He's obviously going to get a clean sheet and stuff though, which is really annoying. But yeah, like obviously if this is the transfers that I make, then I'll be playing Trippier, Botman, Estepinian, 3 at the back, these 5 in midfield, and then Haaland and Isak. Like obviously Shaw on the bench isn't great, but I'm always going to play Fernandes and Rashford over Shaw, and that would be 3-5-2, and then obviously one of Kepa or Raya in goal. I haven't made that decision yet. And then we're moving on to game week 37, which is really annoying because if my original plan worked out, I would have been able to have triple City, triple everything like for the double, but I can't. And so I've got 4.1 in the bank. I don't know which midfielder I would get rid of. Like there's not, like I could easily get rid of Salah for Grealish, but I don't think it's worth it. Like he's gonna have Southampton the week after, and he's still gonna be like a really good option to have. So one player that I would get rid of is probably Henry, and I just bring in like Diaz for City, again barring any like injuries or anything like that, and that still will give me 2.5 mil in the bank, and then that would be my transfer. And I could always take a hit, but I don't really know who else I would bring in. Like there's not really any other, like obviously if Alvarez played, then maybe I'd get rid of Isak for Alvarez, but he's got Leicester at home, and I feel like that's not really a good fixture to get rid of Isak for, as long as he starts. So I don't really know who else on the team I would get rid of for a City player, because then my back line would be Diaz, Shaw, Estepinian. It'd be these 5 in midfield, and then it'd probably be these 2 up top. So again, the only player I could really get rid of is Salah or Isak, and do I really want to get rid of either of those players? Not necessarily. So I might just have to get, to be fair, there's so much rotation in that City squad anyway. I don't think I would feel like terrible about not owning triple City, because you know they could easily, especially if they get through the rounds and stuff in the Europe games. And then obviously game week 38 comes around. I don't know, that for this week I'd love to have Kane, but I'm not gonna be able to bring him in with the money I have. I've only got 2.5, so what I would probably do is just maybe bring in Trent. I don't know, maybe with the Southampton away game, maybe just get rid of Diaz, only bring him in for like a 1-week punt. I might even get rid of Trippier, to be fair. I don't necessarily need Trippier for Chelsea away, so I could just get rid of Trippier. I mean, Brentford away, I can't see City keeping a clean sheet in that game anyway. So I don't know. I mean, both my keepers have got terrible fixtures as well. It's just, I don't know, game week 38 not looking too good, to be fair. Not looking too good at all, but yeah, I'll have to figure that one out. I'll have around 2.3, 2.4, 2.5 after price changes in the bank to sort out that transfer. So yeah, maybe Trent. I don't know, we'll have to think about it. But yeah, that's how we're currently looking for a double game week 36. The March injury was really annoying. Again, it could even be worse. Like this whole plan could go completely wrong if Haaland gets injured or someone else gets injured in European football this week. But yeah, it's going to be everything from me. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, and until next time, peace.